So a lot of people ask, how did the whole American Ninja Warrior thing take place? And that honestly is an interesting story. So I had no intention of ever being an American Ninja Warrior. Honestly, I didn't really know what the show was about. I thought it was like Wipeout, like a TV show you people fall all over the place and look weird. But what happens is, we had just got back from Costa Rica. My wife was online doing something, I'm not sure what she was doing. She saw this application thing came up to apply for American Ninja Warrior Season 9. So I'm like, I didn't know what it was. She said, in her head, she's like, oh, I filled it out. And she filled it out for me. Didn't tell me she was doing it. She was gonna like sneak and apply me onto this TV show thing. Said she gets all the way through. At the end of it, they request a picture, 2 pictures and a video. She's like, well, I can't do the video, so I might as well tell them. So she tells me, hey, I filled like 80% of this thing out. I need you to finish filling it out. I'm like, what in the world is this thing? American Ninja Warrior. And I go to look up what the show is, and I'm like, at the time, about 230 something pounds, 240 pounds. I'm like, look, these guys are $150, $160. They're way smaller. They train for this stuff. I'm a football player. I'm not a rock climber. Like, why would I even try this thing out at any reasons? I was like, I'm not gonna do it. She's like, just do it. I'm almost done with it. Fine, I fill it out. I submit it. It's like around October. Now, I don't realize, but like, I guess they don't call you until like 30 days before the actual competition day. So I'm sitting there in my house, and all of a sudden I get this phone call, and the phone call is some guy, hey, I'm a producer for American Ninja Warrior. I'm like, are you? I'm like in my head thinking, why would this guy be calling me? And then light bulb, no way. He goes, yeah, I want to let you know you got on to the show. So at this time, I'm literally getting the scale. As soon as I hang the phone up, I go, babe, I just got called by American Ninja Warrior. I'm gonna be on the show in 30 days. Let me see how much I weigh. 238 pounds. I'm like, how in the world, what am I supposed to do? I'm a big guy, I can't hang on this stuff. I'm gonna break the equipment before I do anything else. Like, so I get to the point where I start getting in shape. I go to this place nearby called Apex Movement, and it's a cool place to have a whole ninja setup. The owner actually is a guy that's been on the show like 8 times, Alan Keneally, really solid human being. And so I just do my thing, I train. Now the problem is I'm heavy, so I'm trying to cut weight as best I can to get down to like 225-ish. I get this really sharp shooting pain in my arm. So I literally, for like the last 2 weeks before the show, couldn't even train because it just hurt so bad. So I got in a total of 7 hours of training before I actually went on this show. So I cut my weight, I go to the show, and you know, a lot of the reason they wanted me on the show is because of my backstory, having grown up in foster care, then playing in the NFL, and you know, be able to make income as an entrepreneur and travel the world and speak now. Like, they love that. I was like, it's cool, I want to share that with the world, so it's a great platform to do it. So I go and I do my thing, and I get there, and when I'm getting there, I'm doing the interviews, and like, at the end of the interview, one of the guys says, all right, now go hit a buzzer. And I said, that's what I'm here to do. He goes, yeah, like, kind of like did it in a way that was like, he didn't expect me to do it. Literally had no intention of me in his mind, I guess, actually completing this. So I go the next day, which was actually, or that night, whenever it was. No, next day, because the interview was the day before. I go that next day, and you know, it's my turn. Now, what you don't know is they run these things like 2 in the morning. So I'm waiting around all day long. I'm the heaviest competitor at the event. And I go up, and I get on this obstacle thing, and I go. I get through, and I'm done. I am blasted, my lungs are heavy. I end up getting the 10th fastest time out of 135 competitors. Now, what I didn't know, what they didn't tell me, is they did not expect me to get past the 3rd obstacle. I was the first former NFL athlete to make it past 3 obstacles in the history of the show. So like, I literally did something they didn't expect. So the next day, they were like, dude, that wasn't supposed to happen. Like, that was like, for them, like, you have no idea how cool that was. You're heavy, you're an NFL guy, you weren't supposed to get through. But I got through, hit a buzzer, felt amazing. The next week when I went on, I went up, I fell, because they make 10 obstacles from the 6 that are there, they add 4. I fell on an obstacle I'd already done the day before, which sucked. So for me, it was a situation where I stepped back, and I really, as I'm applying this next year to go back on, I keep this in the back of my head. There's gonna be a moment in time when you are gonna be setting out to do something you're not expected to be successful at. And I don't know what this thing is for you, but it's gonna be something in your life, whether it's people telling you that you can't do it or them not expecting you to, and your job is to go out there and give it all you got as if you don't even know. Because at that time, I didn't know, and I gave it my all. I expected to win. The conversation in my head was, I am going to complete this. And now for me, when I went out, I did a great job. It only happened because the conversation inside my head was different. So what you have to do is look at the conversation you have in your head about what you're approaching in your life, because everything you come up against is going to be something that can take you down. Literally everything, no matter how easy or hard, everything can. But just because it's big doesn't mean it has to take you down. Regardless of what's happened in the past, you have an opportunity for an entirely new future, just like I did. So now I can literally consider myself, after hitting a buzzer, an American Ninja Warrior. May not be I didn't win this thing, but I'm gonna try again and again until they stop letting me back on the TV show. Because I realize that in life, like everybody knows, it's not about going and getting knocked down. It's about if you can get back up. And I went out, I tried my best, I did my best, I got knocked down. Now it's time to keep getting back up over and over and over again, because that literally is life. Get knocked down, sometimes all the way down, sometimes partially down, but getting back up every single time, because every time you get back up stronger. So get back up, keep on moving, trust your hustle to go from surviving to thriving in your life.